a corner of a room upstairs with a hobby knife and 1,000 stares.
Hey, modeling freaks, fans, and friends, it's yours truly, the Pope of Plastic. Look, back-to-back weeks, Steve.
Fantastic.
I know.
Fantastic.
And I had an appointment to actually cancel it, so I'd be here today. Who needs teeth? I was supposed to go to the dentist.
Oh, no.
Nowadays, they make great dentures, so I figured, what the hell? You know, my teeth or this video series.
Most actors,
Yeah.
and I'll use actor and actress, I'm not going to say the politically correct,
Yeah.
or news people don't have their own teeth anyway.
No, exactly.
You know,
I watched this commercial, and I actually posted a little something on my video, the Travago commercials. They find the people with the biggest oversized
the
teeth.
latest version of that. Yes.
Giant choppers. You see that guy's giant teeth?
Yeah, he's really proud of those teeth.
He is. They are like, his teeth are like 6 inches long and like extra wide.
He could chew an ear of corn through a picket fence.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm telling you, you would stick them out on a peninsula in the middle of the night, on a foggy night, and bring boats in.
That's
right. Save boats. Yeah, go check out that Travago commercial. Holy cow! The other thing that irritated me on the way here, Steve, the traffic. I was late getting here by about 30 minutes. This freaking traffic.
Route 95?
30 years they've been doing the same thing. So here it is at noontime on I-95, if you know where we're talking about here in the Northeast. I-95, you pull up, you're going 80 miles an hour, all of a sudden you're at a dead stop, and you're like, oh, here we go again. And you got 15 miles of cones, and finally you're creeping by all the cones, the flashing lights. You get to kind of the middle, and there's one guy sitting there eating a sandwich, sitting on nothing going on. There's no work, just cones and a guy eating a sandwich.
Exactly.
And then you're back up to 80 miles an hour, but you're 45 minutes sitting there waiting so this guy can eat his sandwich on the side of the road. 30 years this has been going on. I don't know what they're doing on 95. There's nothing. It's been the same ever, and I've been here for 33 years or whatever. It's the same. Nothing's changed.
There are endless projects. There are some that I don't even think the people on the job know what they're doing.
No.
I don't even think they know what the project is.
He was enjoying a sandwich, I know that. Probably making $40 an hour, you know. But hey, God bless him. I can't believe it. So today, Steve, guess what? This is exciting. I never show my finished models on here. I review models. Everybody says, who's this Nudnik? Probably doesn't even build a model. Most people probably don't even check out my website, thepopeofplastic.com. Probably never even watch me on YouTube, on TikTok or whatever. Anyway. Today, I don't know if we unboxed this model, but I know we've talked a lot about Zoukei-Mura. Yes, Zoukei-Mura was probably sick of hearing me say Zoukei-Mura, but they are the best aircraft model company in the world.
It has a nice ring to the name.
It does, and they're the best. And so I was working on, this has nothing to do with vintage models. If you're waiting for the vintage models, that's coming. I figured maybe people would like to see a model I completed, and I just completed this. Commission for one of my followers. I build models on commission. This was the Zoukei-Mura F4 Phantom Wild Weasel. This was my first 148 scale kit that Zoukei-Mura sent to me. They send me pre-releases. They'll send me stuff that maybe hasn't been reviewed before, and they were nice enough to send this to me. And I built their 132nd scale, which is mind-blowing. So I was expecting big things out of the 148 scale, Steve, and guess what? They delivered. Zoukei-Mura delivered. What I can compare this to is the Tamiya 132nd scale F4 Phantom.
Excellent.
And one of the best Tamiya models, except this is even better. It even has more detail than the 132nd scale Tamiya F4 Phantom. And the options are incredible. Flaps deployed, slats, the whole 9 yards. Engines, you can show the engines outside of the plane and still build it to where it looks like it has the engines inside the plane. Canopies open, canopies down. Just wonderful, wonderful model. I can't say enough. So, Steve, I wanted to show you what I did. Here we go. This is the finished F4 Phantom Wild Weasel. And because all the detail, it's fairly fragile, but if you'll take a look at that, Steve, what do you think?
Fantastic. That is one of my favorite airplanes.
Oh, mine too. I've always been an F4 Phantom fan my entire life, and I love the exhaust. I love doing exhausts on Phantoms. You know,
They're just it's a cool plane.
well, that exhaust there's a lot of levels of painting and weathering that have to go into doing an exhaust properly, in my mind. It's not just silver, you know, and slap the engines in. There's a lot of work to make it look like that. And here, let me flip her over for you. No, I didn't do the Sparrows. I hate doing missiles. I just hate them. They're time consuming, lots of decals. And I probably will do the Sparrow missiles on here for the commission. But I finished everything else, so I figured I'd bring it in and let the folks see that I do actually know how to build a model, I guess. I don't know. People seem to enjoy them. This is my favorite camo scheme. This is not the easiest camo scheme to do either. If this is your first camo job, I probably wouldn't recommend doing this camo job the very first time out of the gate. If you want to do it, I mean, God bless you, but 2 different greens and a tan, but there's lots of levels of color that go into this, and I don't do paint right out of the bottle. I mix everything custom.
Now, did they give you optional decal versions?
Oh yeah, they give you extra for 4 different versions, I believe, and so this is the one that I chose, which was Jailbait. And I always do a lot of research, Steve, on these before I build them. Now the pitot tubes here, I always cut the plastic ones off. Zoukei-Muras were no exception. I replaced them with sewing needles. I do 2 different thicknesses of sewing needles because on the real aircraft they're 2 different thicknesses. So these are actual metal.
Wow.
And then I don't have them, you know, super
I was
sharp.
going to say that.
I cut the tip off so it looks like you have an air intake for the pitot tubes. Those aren't pitot tubes. I'll hear from somebody. I'm not an expert. How many more times do I have to say this, Steve? I'm not an expert on everything. I just build the frickin' model.
It's all about fun.
Yes, and here is the engine. My brother was upset with me that I didn't add a whole bunch of hydraulic lines. My brother used to work for Pratt & Whitney, and I still may go back to appease him and add a bunch of lines. But when I'm building a Zoukei-Mura kit, Steve, here's what I try to do, because I'm building it essentially to promote them, and that's why they're sending me the model. So I think you'll understand that I try to build it straight from the box, because that's what they're sending me. Right, Steve?
That's right.
So I want to show that you can achieve a beautiful model without having to buy extra photo edged and all of this kind of rigmarole. You can have a beautiful model without any of that stuff. And Zoukei-Mura gives you everything you need to make a beautiful model. Now, maybe they don't provide you with, you know, all the microscopic hydraulic lines and all that kind of stuff, but they do provide you with the stand. And it is a nice looking engine. You know, it is a beautiful engine. It's fairly accurate, and you could go crazy. And I have, on many engines, I've added all the hydraulic lines. I've looked at the engineering drawings, and I may do that on this, but I wanted to show it first without any of that stuff. Now, normally I would add all those hydraulic lines, everything, as I'm building it. I could go on very, very easily and add those things. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. I think the customer's going to be happy. What do you think?
I think it's fantastic.
Thank you, sir. That took about, I want to say it took about 100 hours to do.
And judging by the Horton that we reviewed,
Oh, the Horton is...
I imagine the panel fit and all was...
Well, I haven't built the fit.
Well, that looks.
I mean,
fantastic.
it's flawless. It's flawless. Now you still have to do some. It's just because putting 2 pieces of plastic together, you get a seam. So you want it. You're going to have to sand and all that kind of stuff. There's no shortcuts, Steve. Even on a perfect kit, there's no shortcuts. You still have to go through the process.
Now you mentioned about sanding. Have you used? Squadron made them. To me, those tools, the seam tool that it scrapes.
No, I don't even know what the hell that is. I do my own thing. I normally don't buy knickknacks from model model suppliers, because they're usually the same thing you can find out at other resources, and they're just rebranded, and they're 3 times expensive, you know. So I look for a lot of my stuff at, believe it or not, hardware stores, dollar stores, secondhand stores. Sandpaper sticks, I can make them myself. I don't have to order. You know, you buy foam core, you glue the you know, whatever sandpaper you want, you cut it into strips, and it's cheap. It doesn't get any cheaper than that.
A friend of mine's gone to Sally Beauty Supply.
Sally Beauty.
Fine files.
Yeah, I know.
Sanding.
You love it over there. Your drag shows.
You
go
remember.
there. Yeah, you go there quite a bit at Sally's. Yeah. But anyway, I know I don't have a whole lot of battery on my phone today, so we're going to get into this. Today's a special day, Steve. Is this episode 22? 22. Episode 25, we're going to do something special. Oh. Today is Old Antique Car Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't done a car in a little while, and we haven't done any antique cars. Even though we're doing antique kits, I'm talking about antique cars like 1940s, pre-war, you know, maybe slightly past the war, but no real pre-war stuff. So today, Steve, I know you're a car guy.
Oh, love it.
I'm a car guy. I love cars. If you don't know, I was the founder of the Audrain Newport Concours and Motor Week, if you look that up.
Excellent show.
Yes, it was excellent until they fired me. You know, and I won't get into that. I had no reason to be fired, but they decided they needed somebody a little more famous than me. Enough of that. You're going to get me upset, Steve. So today we're going to get into some fun kits. Number 1.
What is it?
I've driven this car, actually. Stanley Steamer. Stanley Steamer, ladies and gentlemen, an American classic by Aurora. Aurora, we all know, one of the best model companies out there, you know, is just fantastic. I don't know a whole lot about Aurora. I've experienced some terrible things with Aurora, but then I've seen some things that haven't been that bad. So I don't know what we're going to find in here, but this is the 1909.
I don't think that's that bad.
Stanley Steamer. Well, we're going to see. Steve, we're going to see. That's what this show is all about. Did you remember? That's what this is about.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're going to open this bad boy up. Look at this.
It doesn't look anything like a carpet cleaner.
No, it doesn't. Now, I'm not going to... these are on eBay, so... and they're expecting these to be factory sealed, so I'm not going to open this like I normally do with my big meaty hands and tearing the things up and slinging parts all over. We're just going to look carefully. I tell you, the seat is molded beautifully. The wagon, the wood wheels are terrific. This is a nice looking kit, Steve. You are exactly right. The leaf springs, nicely molded. I don't see any flash. Do you see any flash?
Not really.
I don't see any flash.
No, it looks very clean.
Yeah. I think that's your steam, part of your steam motor right there. That is very cool. Now we get a green plastic. Now this is Ziploc bag, so I'll open this. We'll just put it back in. So let's see what we got. How does the detail look on here? Detail looks good. The rubber mats are very nicely molded. I wonder what year this is. Does it say? 1974. 1974. Nice. You got some pit marks in here. Sink marks, but that's easy enough to fix. The old Stanley Steamer. When I was doing the car event, we had a Stanley Steamer. And Jay Leno has one of these. I used to work very closely with Jay. Jay always was... him and I always got along very, very well. He's a huge car guy, as a lot of people know. Here's your engine cover. Looks nice, nicely molded. Here's your seat frame for the rear. Here's the seat frame for the front. Very nice. This is a nice looking model. Then we're going to get in now. Here's your white. Now this is nice. And these are actual rubber. White rubber tires. How cool is that? I gotta say, it's the first time I've ever seen that. White rubber tires. What a treat. Here's your chrome parts. Actually, these are chrome to look brass, because this was what we call a brass era car. Era, like a Kennedy. Era.
Era.
That was a brass era car. Everything's molded nice, though. Again, I would strip this. I'd paint it black, then paint it gold, and then I would rub and buff. But that would come out really nicely. Here's your clear lenses, which everything looks nice. Nice lenses for the what do you call it, for the headlamps. And then here's your instruction sheet. Let's look at this. 1974 Stanley Steamer. You know, I get stopped in the street all the time by the younger kids. You know, their 19s and their 20s. And they always ask me overwhelmingly, when are you going to unbox a Stanley Steamer? I hear this all the time. You know, there's Ferrari, there's Koenigsegg, there's, you know, Pagani. And then, but overwhelmingly, the second choice is the second car brand out of their mouths, these young kids, is where's the Stanley Steamer? We want to see a Stanley Steamer.
That happened to me once, too.
Yeah.
When I was in, I think I was passing through Zolfo Springs, Florida.
Yeah.
On Route 64. Yeah. And someone asked me, hey, don't you hold the camera for the Pope
That's
plastic?
right. That's
I said,
right.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I should tell them to do a
Stanley Steamer. Yeah. It's here, and here we are. We finally have done it. And instructions.
I hope he's watching.
Yeah, the instructions look really great. Really great. And nicely illustrated.
And this was, what, 74?
74, yeah. Very nicely illustrated for 74. Beautiful. Not a complicated kit. I got to tell you, this is a nice look. I wouldn't mind building this. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't complain building this. It looks like it would make a nice representation of the Stanley Steamer. Not a fast car, I can tell you. Not a fast car. 0 to 60 is. I don't think it reaches 60, to be honest with you.
But Fred Marriott drove one to a land speed record.
Yeah. All the kids talk about Fred Marriott all the time. Yeah. One of their favorite, you know, legends of motorsport.
Well, he's one of those reality shows at night, you know, like the American Pickers and Counting Cars. Yeah, he was on that.
Oh, was he?
He had his own show.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it came out about 1910.
Okay, beautiful. This was a Stanley Steamer. This is a great car. I always say this, Steve, if you want something, a gem like this, call up Harry's, talk to Steve, talk to Harry, talk to Katie. You know, you never know what you're going to find. Now, here's a great car. Here's a great kit. I love this car. A friend of mine just restored one of these, a friend of mine in England, and he restored this back to, Concours quality restoration of the TC Midget. This is just unbelievable. This is like when you think of open wheel, you know, open convertible, open cockpit sports car. This is an amazing car. You know, not super. It's not about power with one of these. It's about cruising around and with your significant other with their scarf, you know, blowing in the wind, and you with your goggles on and your driving gloves and your driving slippers and your pipe in your mouth. That's what this is all about.
Back when you were motoring.
That's right. This was motoring. This was not driving the car down to Dollar General. This is going out for a day, and beautifully. It looks like this is going to be a very, very nice kit. And what is the year on this one?
Wow, that kit, 1998 from Minicraft.
Okay.
But that's an Entex kit originally.
Okay, which is even earlier, so that would have been in the 70s.
In the
okay,
70s.
And we'll be able to tell.
I built that as an Entex.
Okay. So, you know, we always talk about this. Model companies will buy molds from companies. A lot of these molds, even on new releases that you'll find from Academy to Italy to a bunch of different companies, they all kind of do it. They'll say, hey, the MG Midget's coming out, and everybody gets all excited. Oh, photo etched, and they'll supply you with a photo etched door handle, but the molding is all still from 1970, you know, which there's no problem with that. Just let us know that that's what you're doing. I mean, please. I mean, come on. The molding on this Yeah, this is a very old molding. I can just tell instantly by looking at it. Again, I'm not going to open this because we offer this as a sealed kit, but the detail looks very nice. The texturing on the engine block, it's kind of hard to see probably on camera because it's all red. But that looks really, really nice. We'll get to the battery. I mean, yeah. Some flash on this. We got some flash in here. That's probably due to old molds. We got some flash in there, but overall, I mean, there's no reason why this wouldn't make a very nice and accurate kit. The Intex, see, they grounded out Intex out of here. Mm-hmm. They tried to fool us.
There you go.
Tried to fool us.
Now, for a kid like I was, that didn't want to paint, I painted mine.
Of course.
It's nice that they did a kind of an off-white.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
a bone.
nice
We call that a bone white. Here's your spoked wheels. Fairly accurately, they're kind of thin, which is good. They're not, a lot of times you'll get the spoked wheels and they'll be chunky. 2-part wheels, so you're going to get the depth in the wheel and the depth of the spokes, which always makes a more realistic looking spoked wheel. Then, of course, you got your chrome. I'd remove all of this. I always say that. Remove this with 100% bleach.
This is awfully chrome.
Just terrible. But I would get rid of all of that with bleach. We've got, here's our clear glass. It's very frosted, this glass. Yeah, very frosted. You'd want to polish that out. Polish that out for sure. We got a big hose. That's my nickname, is Big Hose on the weekends. I get called that a lot. Hey, there goes Big Hose. A hinge. What is this for?
Oh, the hinge for the hood.
It's such a hinge for a screen door. This thing is so big.
You can fold the hood up.
What kind of hinge is this?
Like a piano hinge.
Good Lord. And then we got some more wire. The wire seems good. Still seems pliable. Here we go. We got the body detail. Nice. I don't see anything to cry about on this one.
Nope.
Very nice looking model. What are these? Those are vinyl. These are vinyl tires. So what do I always say, Steve, when we get old vinyl tires that are stiff? Heat them in hot water. Heat them in really hot water before you put them on the rim, and that you shouldn't have a problem. Here's your instruction manual here. They put their logo on this, but they didn't bother. I can't even get this stupid thing open. These are the Intex. These are Intex instructions. You got your wood grain decal. That's nice. I would prefer to hand paint my wood grain decal. Fully detailed engine. Fully plumbed engine. I mean, this is a complete model. This isn't what we call a curbside, Steve. This is you're getting the full kit and caboodle, as we say.
And it's a very nice kit where it has the separate chassis, not a.
There you go, not a monocoque. You know. Very nice. Once again, beat down the door to Harry's. You need this. Say, Harry, I need this. Catch him in the parking lot in the morning before he even opens.
That's
right. Say,
I
gotta have the MG. I'm not here to rob you. I'm just here to make sure nobody else grabs this
Or you
thing.
could protest at the entrance.
You could protest at the engine. I want the MG. Beautiful, beautiful. So this was 1998, but this was definitely 1970s.
That's a nice kit.
Moving on.
All right, what do we got next?
Now we're getting into something a little bit different. Antique cars. But Steve, these are metal kits. Now you knew more about these than I did. I had never seen these before. The Gabriel, I thought Gabriel was a fertilizer company or something. I've never heard of this company. But you said, hey, these models can go for big money.
In later years, Gabriel was.
I need a knife to.
They were the owners of AC Gilbert.
AC Gilbert. And what was AC
American
Gilbert?
Flyer. And American Flyer trains and erector sets.
Oh. So hey, if this is like I got stopped by another group of young kids, and they said, "Hey, how come you're so prejudiced to the Gabriel metal model kits?" And I said, You know, to be honest, I had never heard of them before, and they were like, "Yo, what?" And then one kid smacked me because, I said, you know, well, I better find some Gabriel metal pre-war model kits to unbox, or else I'm gonna get my butt kicked.
No,
you know,
you got that straight.
They may be wearing droopy pants, you know, with their butt showing, but they know something about model building I didn't. They knew about the Gabriel antique, you know. They specifically said the 1909 Model T Touring is what they said.
That's fat.
That is fat. This is what they're rolling with these days. So anyway, let me read this. It's 1909 Model T Touring, an authentic classic car metal kit, made of metal, like the original car. Actually steers, screwdriver assembly, authentic parts, unassembled, 1/20th scale. So that's a decent size.
These are good size.
Yeah. Ages 8 and up. Let's get into one of these beauties. Okay, brass. This is a lot like the Stanley Steamer. Again, we're gonna want to strip this and redo this brass color. We can make it look so much better, but the molding on these parts, not too bad. I wouldn't say they're excellent, but they're not too bad. Here's your wheels, and since it's a Ziploc, I can open this. I won't take everything out, but I really want to see the seat. Seat is very well molded. It's all going to come down to your paint. You know, it's fun to make these look like worn leather, you know. Here's another seat. I guess you get front and back seats. We'll look at one of the wheels. Wheels molded nicely. I would say the Stanley Steamer wheels look better than these.
I would too.
Yeah, but the Aurora. But not bad. I mean, it looks good. Here's your bonnet. Nice textured bonnet. Little tiny parts for the engine. Molded nicely. I don't see any flash. Ooh, more. What is this? The double whammy of white rubber wheels today. Look at that. Look at that. I'll wear one of these for the ladies.
Beautiful.
Anyway, okay, so we got screws, some more rubber pipe. We got, look at this, I've never seen this before. You got a wood flooring out of, I guess that's cardboard. You got flexible clear glass. Now let's get into the fun part, the metal. This probably weighs about as much as a real Model T. This is the lightest model. I've never been a fan of the metal kits because they're just not, the thickness is isn't realistic.
Right. And
you always end up with having these big, you know, what do you call these, you know, for the screws, screw bus. Is that what that is, screw bus? We got a sprue with everything off of it. That must be, everything must have come off of the sprue. The sides.
You know, put a nice.
Yeah, now this isn't thin. That
decent.
Thickness looks pretty good. I would have to say that's pretty realistic. You know, not 100% realistic, but it's a lot better than just a normal die-cast car. There's for your seat. This is kind of cool, you know. Is this metal too? No, is it? Yeah, that is. The steering wheel's metal too, and it's molded beautifully. Look at that.
That does have a nice look.
Here's your engine is molded metal. That's pretty cool. That the engine and everything is molded in metal. Your front grille, metal, your radiator, your suspension. I think this would paint up really nice. This is better than some of the metal models that I've seen, Steve. So Look, I'm going to give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know when they actually. I didn't see any markings on the
on the molding. I saw a 53 in there.
Okay.
And that's probably...
And Hubley, that would have been probably right. Yeah.
I would say that may be accurate. Somebody's going to tell us. Somebody's going to comment and say, oh, I had the whole thing. My dad worked at the Gabriel factory, and he worked on that exact car, and it was summer of 53. So we're going to open one more up. I'm sure it's going to be kind of just the same. You know, I had... we got a lot of letters suggesting this one, Steve, from the young kids. The kids are writing a lot of letters these days.
Well,
they're kind of moving away from texting. I got a bunch of letters, and they said, hey, yo, Pope, can you do the 1909 Model T Sport Roundabout? I said, of course. Of course. I'm here to satisfy you youngsters.
Exactly.
Much of the same. I guess this is the catalog. Oh, here we go.
Oh, no, that's...
I thought you said they had a Duesenberg.
They did.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Yep. How cool. Now, that would be fun to do.
My friend Kevin made one of those.
I've always wanted to do a Duesenberg. I've driven 2 Duesenbergs. 2 of them I've driven. And interesting car. Heavy car. No power steering. Once again, we got the flexible glass. More of the same on the
look at that. You could write to get replacement parts.
Which the kids will be excited about that.
Oh,
they love writing. The instructions a little different than the other. We just got one big giant sheet here. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm sure this is going to be a nice... Look at this. Again, all metal.
Nice one sheet like that. When you're done with the model, you don't have to throw that instruction sheet out. You can hang it on the wall in the outhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. The outhouse, exactly. More wood grain sticker is what this is. This is a sticker. That would go right in the trash. And I would just do my own wood grain. Same thing. Looks very, very similar. Same mold, same plastic color. Here's your same brass. Looks exactly the same. You know, same exact, almost the same exact car, to be honest. You got a little flash here. You're going to want to get a little file that out. Oh, and once again, more rubber white. For the first time, we did 3 kits in a row that had white rubber tires. Well, this has got a lot of flash. You're going to be doing, and this is sealed, so I'm not going to open it. You're going to be doing a lot of filing. I'll bet this is older.
Yeah.
I'll bet this is an older kit. Trying to see if there was a date. The other one said, yeah, 53. I think that's 1953. So, Steve, very interesting today. Antique cars. I'm a big fan. And if the older folks want one of these, you better get here quick, because the young kids...
Oh, they're going to take them. They're going to scoop up the whole lot.
As soon as this gets released, all the kids are going to come down here.
Oh, yeah.
And... you know, and they're going to scoop them up. What can I say? You know, and we don't want them, you know, get here before the youngsters get here.
Well, when it comes to the real cars, the market's beginning to get flooded with late model Civics, Corollas, because people are turning over to the old Model Ts.
Oh, absolutely. The kids are hoopty in these. These are the new hoopties. You're going to see these all over the place, you know, and there's not much you can do about it.
No.
Steve, here's another episode, number 22. Next week will be 23. We're getting close to 25. We'll do something on 25. Still, please give us your suggestions of something you'd like us to unbox. We'd love to do it. It's what we do. I also build models, as you see, so stop complaining. Oh, Pope doesn't do anything. He just opens boxes of models. What the hell does he know?
One more look at that.
And what else can I say, Steve? This was fun. Antique cars. Next week we'll have some fun too. We've already got some ideas for next week what we're going to unbox. But hey, listen. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
and but again, if you have any ideas, and it trumps our ideas, which possibly very well could, because we're just a couple of nudnicks.
there you go.
You never know. We'd be happy to unbox what you want. And guess what? If we unbox what you suggest, we're going to send you the model kit. I mean, other than that, flying a lot of remote control airplanes. I posted a new video of me mating a P-51 Mustang and a Piper Cub. And listen, I don't just sit at the modeling bench. I have to go out and get some fresh air. And I'm not into walking or, pickleball, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen or heard of. I fly airplanes. Airplanes, that's what I do.
Excellent hobby.
I go out and fly airplanes and dive bomb, and I have a great time, crash a lot. I love it.
Man does not live by Hasegawa kits alone.
That's right, or pickleball.
Oh, yeah,
you can have
true,
the pickleball.
True.
Steve, till next week, we will be back here again from Harry's Hobbies. As always, tune in for my little shorts that I'll post during the week. I'm starting a helicopter model, and then we're going to get into something really big. So keep following at thepopoplastic.com. Catch me live on TikTok at thepopoplastic. If you want any of the model kits that I build, you can go to amazon.com/shop/thepopoplastic. Lots of kits and tools in there, but go to your local hobby shop first. And then if you want any of these beautiful antique kits, please call Harry, call Steve, call Katie. They will take care of you. Everybody, until next week, it's the Popoplastic. We'll see you soon.
In a dusty little corner of a room upstairs, with a hobby knife and 1,000 stairs, he builds little dreams out of sprues and paint. To my irreverent patience.